I'm Byron. I'm a diesel fitter or maintenance supervisor at the moment. We are at a glorious beach in the Whitsundays, just off Mackay. I've always liked fishing, but sort of got into the spearfishing the last couple of years, pretty full on. Getting a lot better at it, doing free diving courses and all that sort of stuff, and having a good time with a heap of boys. I love boats, everything about them. They're good fun. That's a 25-foot Bertram, 86 model. Yeah, fully refitted, as you can see, to quite a high level, I think. Maybe more of a luxury chips and dip sort of boat than a fishing rig, I guess. Where it all stemmed from was we're at work talking about boats. I wanted one. My mate suggested that I should just buy one and build it. He's a boat builder. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. He's like, hello, I can give you a hand. I'm your man. So then we drafted a few drawings of it. And yeah, the rest is history, pretty much. Total project was 18 months. I thought it was going to be about 3 months, but how wrong I was. It all started, bought it from Melbourne, drove down with a mate, did a 4-day trip, cruised down like 2 degrees or whatever it was down there, ridiculous. We're driving back through the snowy mountains with it, and there was a guy, someone at a servo was asking us where we were from, and they're just like, you guys aren't from around here, are you? And they're just like, nah, why is that? He goes, because you're in pluggers, boardies, and like t-shirts, and it's like 2 degrees. Can I give you a coffee? And we're just like, yeah, righto. And we brought it back to Mackay, put it out the front of the house, and stripped it back to the shell pretty much. And yeah, and refitted it inside a little carport sort of area. It had a blown engine in it, and one good engine, and I started one engine, it was good, and then tried cranking the other one, and it was seized. So it was part of the deal. I knew that the engine was a bit sad and been sitting for 8 months, and I got the whole boat and trailer package for $20,000, and then the trailer was 15 grand, and then sold 4.5 grand's worth of stuff off the boat. So technically the whole only cost me $500 to start with initially, which is pretty good. After it wouldn't fit in the carport any further, I had to put the windscreen and all the bar work and the hardtop on it. I'd take it around the jacks, and it sat there for probably 6 months. And then I hired another shed and did all the final fit out myself, the electronics, and with help of obviously other people. But yeah, the majority was after being on the piss and all that sort of shit. Finesse Marine's run by my mate Jack McKenzie in Mackay. His work is like top notch. Like, I don't know, it's up there with like the Riviera classes and all that sort of stuff. Have a look at my boat. It's come from his shop, and his eye for details, like next level. I couldn't highly recommend anyone else but him around this area. So I got a set of twin 300s on the back of it. I actually originally bought 3 300s and then sold one when I got to Mackay. They're off a police boat from Brisbane, and yeah, there was a little bit more horsepower than I first drafted into our first initial plan. But yeah, it's definitely a good thing. So I got 800 litre fuel tank, 200 litre water tank, and it's sitting on about 30 knots and burning 45 litres an hour. And then you open it up to, we had 9 people on there the other day, did 46 knots. Yeah, and it's burning probably close to 100 litres an hour at that level. I've spent in total 130. The bits and pieces on it, we've got a Lone Star winch, bowsprit, all that sort of gear. It's got the modified windscreen on it, wave breaker, whatever you want to call it, with clears and a aluminium hardtop frame, and then a custom built hardtop frame with speaker pods and light fixings, and yeah, all rear facing lights and all that sort of stuff. Full integrated transom esky with a petition for maybe a couple of cartons or a couple of cartons and a little bit of fish, whatever you want to do. It's got a kitchenette, drawers and a 130 litre isotherm fridge, L-shaped lounge for all the ladies to tan on. Another esky up the front. It's got the Simrad gear all the way through it, autopilot, NSS Evo 316. I got a package at the boat show, so I saved a little bit of coin down there doing it that way. Yeah, transducer. I got the 600 watt through hole and the 3D structural scan at the rear as well, and the JL audio system as well. That thing pumps, eh? It's good. Custom made switch panel, Suzuki gauges and Suzuki gear all the way through it, and yeah, just the bunk area too. It's nice and cozy. The ride's great when it's flat, 46 knots, just pumps. In a bit of chop, it's a little bit different to any boat, but I think it handles it pretty well, and it has been classed as a bulldozer of the sea, so the old Bertram hull, not a bad setup in my eyes. We were there having lunch in this nice calm bay, and then all of a sudden this big front came through and all hell broke loose and there was shit going everywhere, waves picking up. Probably went from, I don't know, what, a couple of centimetres to maybe 3-4 foot in the space of like 10 minutes. The boys are holding on to their bimini, acting like a sail and getting thrown around, thought they're going to end up on the rocks at one stage. It was pretty hairy, but we got out of there eventually, and I can pat on the back for the boys in the little tinny for even coming out this far to start with, let alone enduring that. Prior to building that boat, I was pretty naive about how long it was going to take and the cost it was going to be and the amount of labour that was involved. So definitely wish I knew how much labour was involved, because it was pretty hard to keep motivated sometimes. I'm just lucky I've got some good mates that kept pushing me through, and we've got it done.